Nearly everyone who lives in a terminal knows Ctrl+R for searching history and Ctrl+C to kill a command. But does the knowledge stop there? That is often the plateau for some people. But the thing handling your keystrokes at the bash prompt is a full, decades-old line editor called GNU Readline, GNU. And it has dozens of commands a lot of people never even touch. This is worth your time because these are not bash shortcuts. They are readline shortcuts, and readline is embedded in an enormous number of programs. The Python REPL, the PostgreSQL, and SQLite and MySQL clients, GDB, and many more. Learn a binding once, and it works nearly everywhere you type a line of text. Memorize once, use everywhere. Almost everywhere. A lot of places. Well, this video is the good stuff here, the obscure, high-value bindings that actually change how fast you can work. I'm going to cover movement, editing, the kill ring, history recall, the completion family, and how to make your own bindings permanent in a config file. Every key sequence here has been checked against real readline, and by default, readline uses Emacs style keys, which is what we're going to be talking about throughout. There are two modifier keys that drive everything, and the notation matters because you will see it in documentation and config files everywhere. C means control. A means control and press A. And be sure you're looking at the screen because, like, for instance, that was capital C dash lowercase a, right? So just for verbalizing this, I'm not going to go through and say capital, lowercase, dash, blah, blah, blah. Now, M means meta. On modern keyboards, meta is almost always the Alt key. But here's the trick that saves you when Alt doesn't cooperate over SSH or in a stubborn terminal. You can always press and release escape, then the key. Escape then F is identical to meta F. Readline treats escape as the meta prefix. So every M binding has a fallback that works on any keyboard, even one with no usable Alt key. One more concept you need, point and mark. Point is just the cursor, where your next character lands. Mark is a second, invisible position you can set, and the text between mark and point is called the region. A few powerful commands operate on that region, so keep the idea in your back pocket here. And the single most useful habit, run the command bind p. That dumps every current key binding in a format you can read and even paste into a config file. When you forget one of these, that's where you look. It's the map to everything readline can do on your exact system. So you want to stop walking the cursor one character at a time and moving meaningful jumps. Line ends. CA jumps to the beginning of the line, CE to the end. These two alone are going to change your life if you're still holding the arrow key down. Beginning, end, instant. Word by word. MF moves forward one word. MB moves back one word. Pair these with CA and CE and you can land anywhere on a long command in 2 or 3 keystrokes instead of 20. The clever one, CX swaps point and mark. In practice, it jumps you between your current position and the start of the line and then back again. Tap it to bounce to the beginning. Tap it again to return exactly where you were. It's great for editing the front of a command and then leaping back to where you were typing. And a genuinely obscure gem. You've got C with the square bracket, the end bracket. Control and the right square bracket is character search. Press it, then press any character and the cursor jumps forward to the next occurrence of that character on the line. On a long path or URL, jumping straight to the next slash or dot is far faster than tapping forward. Meta control right square bracket does the same thing backward, and nobody knows this one exists, it seems like. Sometimes things seem a certain way, though, but aren't true. Now, edit in place without retyping. Fix a typo instantly. CT transposes 2 characters. It swaps the character under the cursor with the one before it. Type TEH, and you can flip it to the without deleting anything. MT does the same for whole words. Swaps the word before the cursor with the one before that. Reordering 2 arguments becomes 1 keystroke. And change case fast. MU uppercases from the cursor to the end of the current word. M1 lowercases it. MC capitalizes it. 1 capital rests lower. If a word came out in the wrong case, you fix it without touching it letter by letter. CXCE is one that a lot of people fall in love with. It takes whatever is currently on your command line and opens it in your full text editor. Whatever your visual or editor variable points to, vim, nano, whatever. You edit the command with the complete power of a real editor, save, close, and bash runs it. This is the answer to wrestling with a huge multi-line command inside the cramped prompt. Kick it out to your editor and come back. And don't forget undo. C underscore or equivalently CXCU undoes your last edit on the line, and you can repeat it to walk back further. Made a mess editing a line pulled from history? MR, revert line, throws away all your changes and restores that history line to its original state in one stroke. Let's talk about the kill ring. This is a concept that separates casual users from power users. In Readline, you do not delete text, you kill it. And killed text goes into a structure called the kill ring. Think of it as a clipboard with a memory of more than one item. Understanding this unlocks real cut and paste at the prompt. The kills. CK kills from the cursor to the end of the line. CU kills from the cursor back to the beginning. CW kills the word behind the cursor, using white space as the boundary, perfect for deleting the last argument you typed. MD kills the word forward from the cursor, and each of these does not just erase, it saves what it removed. There's the yank. CY yanks, pastes, the most recently killed text back at the cursor. So CW to cut a word, move somewhere, CY to paste it. That's cut and paste entirely on the keyboard. The part that earns the name ring. After you yank with CY, press MY and Readline replaces what you just pasted with the previous kill. So press MY again for the one before that. It cycles, rotates through your history of killed text. You're not stuck with one clipboard slot. You have the last several things you cut, and MY walks through them. Cut 3 different things, yank and tap MY until the right one appears. That is a multi-item clipboard built into your shell, and most people have no idea it's there. So a lot of people know CR for reverse search. So let's talk about the rest of the history toolkit to increase the speed capabilities. Beyond CR, after CR finds a match, press CR again to jump to the next older match. And another detail, when you found the command you want, pressing an arrow key or CA or CE drops you into editing it rather than running it. So you can grab an old command, tweak it, and then run the modified version. The last argument bindings, which are pure gold. M. Meta and the period, M dash dot, inserts the last argument of your previous command at the cursor. You just ran makedir, some long, awkward path, and now you want to CD into it. Type CD, then M dash dot, and the path appears. No retyping, no copy paste. And it goes further. Press this again repeatedly, and it walks back through the last arguments of older and older commands. You can even give it a number, like 1. It'll grab the first argument of the previous command instead of the last. For arbitrary arguments, there is M-Control-Y, yank nth arg, which pulls the first argument of the previous command and combined with the numeric argument, any argument you want. Then CO, operate and get next. This one is subtle but wonderful. When you've searched history and want to rerun a sequence of commands you ran before, say 5 commands in a row, run the first. Then instead of pressing enter for the next, use CO. It executes the current line and automatically pulls up the next history line for you. Tap CO repeatedly to replay a run of consecutive commands in order. It's perfect for repeating a known sequence. Now everyone hits tab. Readline has a whole family of specialized completion commands that tab doesn't give you. The question mark with M lists the possible completions without changing your line, like double tapping tab to see options. But it never autofills part of your text the way tab sometimes does. It's when you say, just show me the choices. The asterisk with M, meta and asterisk, that's insert completions. It's very useful. Instead of picking one completion, it inserts all the matching completions right onto your command line. Say you want every log file as arguments. Type the star pattern, press M with your star, and they all drop in, ready for you to edit down. It's a fast way to expand a glob into an explicit editable list. There are targeted completers too. And with the ampersand is tilde expand. It expands a tilde into your home directory path on the spot. And bash adds narrower completers for specific things, forcing file name completion, variable completion for text starting with a $, hostname completion, and so on. The general idea, tab guesses what kind of completion you want, but these let you demand a specific kind. The obscure star here is CMO, dynamic abbreviation, Dabrev expand. Though note it's not bound by default and you may need to enable it. It looks at the partial word under your cursor and completes it from anything you've typed before in your history. If you typed a monstrous host name an hour ago, start it and expand. Readline digs it out of history for you. It's like autocomplete sourced from your own past typing. Because Bash is a GNU program built on Readline, it adds its own commands on top of the standard set. These I'm going to mention next are Bash flavored and can be handy. MCE, shell expand line, expands the current line the way the shell would when it reads it. It performs alias expansion, history expansion, and variable and command expansion. shows you the result right there on the line before you run it. This is a safety superpower. Before you fire off a command with variables and globs and command substitutions in it, expand it and see exactly what bash is about to execute. No more guessing what thing or that various command resolves to. You see the literal result and can confirm it's right. MCE is a good one to reach for when a command feels risky. Seeing the fully expanded version before hitting enter can save you from a bad remove. There's also alias expand line, which specifically expands any aliases onto the line into their real commands, and history expansion on demand, which resolves those bang-style history references. And impound insert comment instantly comments out the current line by adding a hash at the front and accepting it, which parks the command in your history without running it, so you can pull it back later. It's a neat way to save a command when you're drafting but not ready to run. The input RC, everything so far built in, but you can make readline yours because the real power is customization. It lives in one file, the input RC in your home directory. It's read by every readline program. So changes here follow you into Bash, Python, PSQL, everywhere. First, the escape syntax, because config files don't use the M notation. In input RC, you write the \C for control and \E for escape, which stands in for meta. So control X then Q is written \C XQ. This is also exactly the notation bind P prints, which is why that command is so useful. Its output is paste ready. Two kinds of lines go in the file. Variable settings tune behavior. Setting completion to ignore case means tab stops caring about capitalization. Setting show all if ambiguous means one tab immediately shows all options instead of making you press it twice. These kind of small quality of life changes, they really compound. Key bindings are the other kind, and they come in two flavors. You can bind a key to a readline function by name. For example, binding a key to the history search command so the up arrow searches history based on what you've already typed. It's just one of the single best upgrades you can make. Or you can bind a key to a macro, a literal string of keystrokes that gets typed for you. A classic example binds a key to wrap the current line in sudo, jumps to the start, types sudo in a space, and jumps back to the end. One keystroke to elevate a command you forgot to prefix. You can change settings live in a running shell with the bind command instead of editing the file. And once you have something you like, put it in the input RC so it persists. And CXCR rereads the input RC without restarting your shell. You can tweak and reload instantly. So we're basically done with this video. The map, let's do a recap. The map so you can practice deliberately. Mental model, C is control, M is meta, which is alt or escape, then key and bind. P prints every binding you have. These are readline commands, so they work in Bash, Python, PSQL, GDB, and far beyond. Movement, CA and CE for line ends, MF and MB for words, CX to bounce to the start and back, and C right square bracket to jump to a character. Editing, CT and MT to transpose characters and words, MU, M1M, C for case, CXCE to launch a real editor on the line, and MR to revert a mangled history line. The kill ring, CK, CU, CW, MD to cut, CY to paste, MY to cycle back through everything you've cut, a real multi-item clipboard. And history, M to grab the last argument and walk back through the older ones, M Control Y for the first argument, and CO to replay a run of consecutive commands. Completion, M question mark to list, M star to insert all matches, M ampersand to expand a tilde, and dynamic abbreviation to complete from your own history. Bash power, M Control E to expand a line and see exactly what will run before you run it, and impound to comment a line into history. And the payoff, input RC, where C is control and E is meta, is where you make all of this permanent and add your own. Reload it live with CXCR. Pick 3 of these and use them until they're muscle memory, then add 3 more. That's how the command line stops slowing you down and starts disappearing underneath you. If you found this useful, please subscribe.